April, also known as SHIVRSHOTS Photography, and you're listening to Grain Podcast episode number 2. Thank you so much for all the love and support that I've gotten from you guys on my very first episode and on the launch. I'm just so surprised and happy that so many people were interested in listening. So it was just so weird listening back to myself and looking myself on a video. I usually hate that, but here I have this little blanket. I've gotten a little bit more cozy so we can kind of just sit and chit chat today. I have so much in my agenda. Again, if you're on YouTube and you see me looking down, I'm just kind of looking at my notes here. So today, this week's BTS, we're going to talk about Filipino weddings. There's nothing better than a Filipino wedding. The wedding corner. We're going to talk again about Filipino weddings, photo booths, a little bit like that, and then top 5 today is top 5 things photographers do. Top 5 worst things photographers do. So there's a little bit tea here. So if you guys are interested, tune in to the end of this episode where we're gonna rate top 5 worst things that photographers do in this industry. So we're basically just gonna start with, I have been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy. I absolutely adore Grey's Anatomy. I remember when I was younger, I was watching it with my mom. Honestly, like all in Europe, all TLC programs was good. All like, what's it called, Bad Boys, the police shows. Say Yes to the Dress, just a bunch of those things I remember I used to watch. I remember too, I used to watch Say Yes to the Dress. And there would be brides coming in saying like, my budget is $1,000. I always thought, what a cheap bitch. And now I am the cheap bitch. Now I'm thinking, you know what, $1,000? That's a lot. We're not doing that, you know? So it's always been very fun to just kind of rewatch a few of the shows. One of them being Grey's Anatomy. I'm watching that with my husband. And when I was younger, I used to watch it with my mom and seeing Seattle. And I thought, oh my God, that is so exotic. It is so cool. Seattle looks so fun. And then fast forward to now where I kind of almost live in Seattle. I'm actually driving into Seattle tonight to take photos to Casey's birthday. Casey being Kiss to Perfection. She's a day of coordinator. Amazing. But yeah, I'm driving into Seattle tonight. Isn't it kind of ghetto? Isn't Seattle kind of ghetto? I remember when I landed here, and as a European, we grow up thinking of Americans as like, oh my God, these extravagant, amazing people, and they're organized, and everything is so cool in the States, and you grow up watching Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, and you see Pop-Tarts and nerds and, you know, all these exotic things. And then I landed here and I saw, okay, Pop-Tarts exists, school buses exist, but it's so fucking ghetto here. My mom actually listened to the podcast yesterday that I launched, and she was like, very good, but you swear too much. I was like, excuse my potty mouth. So I'm going to try not to swear too much. But yeah, it is very indeed ghetto here. I landed in Seattle. Oh my God, what is wrong with this place? I came here, we slept on an air mattress the first night. I told my husband, I was like, is this it? Can I turn around? Is it too late to turn around? All jokes aside, I do enjoy a lot. And my point was trying to say, like, I looked at Seattle as this super luxurious thing, and now it's just like a traffic nightmare to begin with. I am so anxious about driving in Seattle. And it's so steep for no reason. The roads are literally like this. So I'm not excited about that at all. Yesterday, me and my husband as well, we went to H&R Block. If you don't know what that is like tax preparer office. So we went there. Me being a sole proprietor for my first year, I wanted to make sure that all of my taxes are done correctly. And whether this lady started with card depreciation, this and this, categories to all of my expenses. I feel so grown up now. coming here, I didn't have, in Norway, at least, the way you do the W-2s and the taxes, you kind of just log in, check everything looks good, the government does everything for you, and then you're good. Here, you have to do everything manually. And it's so complicated, and it kills me that it's so complicated, especially as a sole business owner, which I'm going to talk more about how it is being a female entrepreneur. I feel like that's so like Instagram lingo. I'm a female CEO entrepreneur. It's just like, shut the fuck up. You're just you opened a business that failed within 6 months. But I feel so grand saying all these big words, and then, having to do all this stuff on the back end, especially with like bookkeeping. I have to, every single bill that I get in, I have to make sure I put it in my Excel sheet, and every single expense. If I'm driving to a client, that's so and so many miles, and it's been a lot, but it's finally starting to like fall together. I feel very grown up because I am filing my taxes. I'm getting a car, or I already got a car. I don't know if you guys saw it on Instagram and Facebook, but I already got a car. I already got a car. Yeah. And I feel so grown up because coming here to the States. Okay, let's backtrack. My life in Europe, I was sitting on buses, cycling around. Everything is so walkable. I was so skinny. Bella Hadid. No one could see me. The wind was blowing and I was gone because I was so skinny. And coming here, nothing is walkable. I have to drive everywhere. And I didn't realize that. I told my husband, like, oh, I can take Ubers. I'll take the little bus. No, I will not take the bus because I will indeed die if I take the bus. We're not doing that. Especially in Tacoma. If you're from Tacoma, we're not taking any buses or any public transportations whatsoever. So coming here, my husband was like, yeah, you have to get your driver license. I was like, Jonathan, stop playing with me, baby. We're not doing that. And I've never driven in my life. My husband has a huge truck, and he's like, we're going to learn driving on that. Do you know how hard it is being a 5'3" girl? And driving a huge truck, I need a stepping stool to get in. It's really, really hard. I feel like Donald Trump. It's really hard. It's really hard. China. And then my husband, he's a very, very large and tall man, so he needs a very big truck. So that kind of, starting to drive, absolutely terrifying. American traffic, absolutely terrifying. Driving with my husband, who is very nitpicky, also very terrifying. I remember we would just drive around, and whatever I did, he would freak out. God bless my husband. I love him. Love Jonathan. Love him so much. But he would just... He's so anal about that car. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. The truck, it means more to him than me. I would like drive it, and he would be like, baby, the transmission. I was like, what do you mean? What is this transmission thing? It's something in the air. I don't know what it is. In the car, sure, whatever. It's not gonna die if I drive it like a truck. Lo and behold, I scratched it. Don't look at me. I did what a truck owner should do. I'm just a girl. I'm running over curbs. Can you blame me? Can you blame me? Okay, it sounds like I absolutely destroyed my husband's car. I did not. I cleaned it every week. I filled its gas. I really maintained it good. The point is here, I learned how to drive his truck. That's the first car I've ever learned how to drive. And last week I got my own car. I got a cute little Chevy Trax. So we're a Chevy family now, and I'm babying. I get it, Jonathan, baby. I get it now. Don't breathe near my car. The transmission, yes, that's my child. I am indeed breastfeeding it. Do not touch my car. Do not think about my car. Parking, no. So I'm very, full circle moment. I'm very anal about my own car. My point here, this super long tangent being, I'm very proud, and I'm also very happy that this car gives me so much freedom. It probably sounds like Jonathan is holding me captive. but he's not. But I lived 22 years in Europe. I take public transportation. There's no restrictions. I can do whatever, anytime, always, every day. Then I move here and we live on a military installation, which is safe and amazing. But there's no Ubers that can come to me unless I walk to like the main gate, which is not a long walk, but it's just so cold. So not always I can walk to the gate. So the first year here, I didn't have a license and I didn't have a car. So what do? You go crazy. You go absolutely crazy looking at these four walls at all times. You go absolutely nuts. And I think that's the only reason to why I have a successful business, because I sat at home and I ate so much. I sat at home and I got fat. That's the only thing I did. So it went to that, to me having a driver license and driving Jonathan's car. So I got a little bit more freedom, but it was like he was deployed. I had every freedom I wanted, good English, all the freedom I wanted for 6 months. And then he came home from deployment, and then I only had the truck for like once a week because he was commuting to work. And now I have my own car, and I don't know what to do with all that freedom. It's just like I can drive anywhere all the time. And it's not like my husband would give me the truck whenever. It's his truck, so I'm not, hogging it. It's not like, again, my husband does not hold me captive. Everyone that knows Jonathan, we love him. He's amazing. But, as a European coming here, having to build my credit, having to build savings, I also didn't want to just buy a car just to buy it, because at the end of the day, I'm a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home business owner, entrepreneur. So I don't have to go out, but for my mental health, it's nice to get out of the house. I can order groceries. I have a walking distance to the gym, so technically I don't need a car. But now it's very nice to have that freedom. I was like, oh my God, I can actually, go anywhere. But we got a dog. Oh, dog, Luna. I love her so much. She's such a sweetheart. She's a little pit bull mix. Everyone that knows me knows her. I love her so much. She's so cute. I like that I have that reaction to my dog and not my husband. But it's been very nice to just like go out, try different, what's it called? I'm just scratching my back, by the way. I'm very sunburned. If you see this on YouTube, I'm not like digging in my butt or anything. But with the season change, it was very depressing just sitting inside the entire winter, not having a car, not having freedom. We got Luna in January, which made everything a little bit lighter and more positive. And now that I have my own car, I can take her to the dog park. She naturally lets me have a break of my work, because I will sit inside and edit for like hours and hours until the end. But now Luna needs to go potty every 3 hours, so I go on a walk every 3 hours. So mentally it's very good for me to have a dog, a car, and a good husband. Wow, revolutionary thought here. Oh my God. But with that, I've also done a new, what is it called? New membership at a gym. I've been trying that out, and they do have this like spa session area where you can get cryotherapy, red light therapy, you can tan, you can get massages. I love it. I love it so much. It is so good for my well-being. I feel like those Instagram girls with the super greasy slick back hair, that's their probably name is Michaela, and they're like, hello everyone. They get up close and they tap everything with their nails, and they do this. Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, and join me today on a day as a clean girl doing clean girl aesthetic things. And they only drink green disgusting juice and avocado toast, and they do fucking nothing during the day. They go work out and they cook rice and chicken, and that's their day. If you're that girl, all props to you. All props to you. I wish I were you. I will. Now that I do have a podcast too and I have to film it, I actually put in an effort to do my hair and makeup, so my husband also remembers that he married a baddie. Mom, if you're listening to this, a baddie means like a hot girl. So he initially he married a hot girl. I moved to the States, I got fat and lazy. And I only stay home. Ugh. I hate that actually, saying that loud. Yuck. So at least once a week he's gonna get a baddie. No, I get my hair done. It's not always in a greasy bun, and I don't smell like liver juice because I'm feeding Luna. And wet the dog too. Oh, Luna, I have to clean her so much because she's an allergy dog. So it's been a lot. Jesus Christ. My point here is it feels very good to finally go outside, work out. The season change is getting so much better too. I think that it makes it so nostalgic to finally feel like, the birds are chirping. I don't know about you. Was it more birds chirping when you were younger than now? I feel like after COVID, everything nice just withered away. And when it's finally my turn to grow up, because I'm a 2000s baby, I'm 25 now. Now it's Epstein in this fucking, I'm paying my taxes for cannibal billionaires, and I go to the grocery store and I buy poison. What happened with the world? I wanted it to be fun and festivals and music, and I felt like everyone got so shallow and evil after COVID. And with that world, it's always so nice to have a good wedding, which is gonna bring us over. Actually, no, we're gonna talk a little bit more about going analog. I'm gonna talk more about the Filipino wedding later, but I've been loving going analog with the new weather too. I really want to detach from sitting on my phone. As a business owner too, you're on your phone all the time. You probably relate as a person that's you're either a business owner or you try to post little TikToks here and there, or every person nowadays, they're just like on their phones all the time. Even now, I'm just like a little bit uncomfortable that I'm not having my phone here. And I hate that. I hate that so much. I yearn for the cool person I used to be when I was 14. And that was a person that didn't need her phone. I used to draw. I used to journal. I used to do so much fun things. I used to have my camera and go and take so many cool photos. And I miss that so much. And in such a busy world, I really am trying to, I don't know, not donate because it's my life. I really try to assert at least one day a week where I'm not doing anything but just journaling, or at least an hour every day where I'm gonna read 10 pages every day from a book. I don't need to scroll on my phone. Do you remember what you saw on TikTok yesterday? I don't. I know for sure I didn't. Or if I am on TikTok, I try to have a positive feed that's just like working out, eating clean, Michaela on my feed, clacking with her nails. I try to have an inspirational thing, but it's a sweet line because I want to relax. I don't need to be productive all the time, but I also want to be productive in the way of I can relax not on my phone. I can relax with drawing. I can relax by sitting and reading. I can sit and read my Bible for an hour. That's just so important for me to do like a little Bible study at the end of every day. I think that faith too really brings a lot of calmness in a life that's usually very busy and very chaotic, and online too you see just so many negative things. And my Sony camera that I'm filming on, that connects to my iPhone and it has Bluetooth and da 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 da. And it's like, I bought a journal. I have this journaling, what do they call it? Ecosystem. Journaling ecosystem. I kind of love that. So I have this little binder. Inside I have different books. So I use it for different things. And it can be a small protest. It's just like, I'm not going to have my shopping list on my phone. I'm going to have it in a small book. So when I am out shopping at Costco, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm looking at pen and paper. So I'm really trying to immerse that more in my life. I've been listening to music while I cook instead of having TikToks playing in the background. Speaking of music, Olivia Dean. Olivia Dean. That baby, she's the man. Lady, she's the man. What an amazing album. God damn it, what an amazing album. When you find an album that's just so good, That's me with her. I love everything she puts out. That entire album has 0 skips from A to B. The entire thing, I listen to it. And I'm a person, if I find something that works, if I like something, I will rewatch it. And everyone in my life will get so tired of it. My husband, I've listened to the same 10 songs for 10 years. Lana Del Rey, I have listened to her for every day for 10 years. I'm a Brooklyn baby. Probably gonna get copyrighted, and none of you guys want to hear me sing, but my point is, if I find something I like, I will continue to do it. And why did I stop drawing? I love drawing, so why do I stop? I continue to do it. And same with cameras. Everything's so digital, and I don't want that. So I've reverted going back more to analog cameras. And let me know if you guys want an episode where I really go technically in to like how to take this photos, what film is better, like technicality with film. I love taking film photos. I love not obsessing over how things look. I usually do that with my camera. I'm like, okay, this angle has to be perfect, and the whites are overblown and darks are underexposed, whatever. Photographers, if you guys are listening, you know. As a wedding photographer, I have to be perfect and, picky. Because my clients deserve no better than perfection, especially on their wedding day. And that's one thing I'm going to say on the top 5 things. There are many photographers that don't. Especially, I don't know if I should say this. It's kind of juicy. Especially our own photographer. She was very messy and very sloppy. You heard it here first, guys. I hope I don't get shanked next time I walk out on the street. If you know, you know. But I've been really enjoying taking analog photos. I've been buying just so many on eBay and just trying out different film. I've been buying some that I can give to my siblings. I think my big brother for sure was the one that introduced me to analog everything, really. He's such a journal urban dude. My siblings and my family just have imprinted so much cool stuff. We're so cool kids. We're so different, but at the end of the day, we all have like the same hobbies. That's very funny to me. But yeah, we're gonna go to the wedding corner, which is also a segment that I have here on the podcast where I kind of just talk about tips and tricks you as a planner can do for your wedding, or if you're a business owner, if you're a photographer, whatever it may be. This is just like all the useful things that I pick up at weddings, or if I just want to talk about a nice wedding, I'm gonna do that here. And if I don't talk about your wedding in this podcast, that doesn't mean it was bad or anything. It just means that there were other things that I personally wanted to talk about here. The first thing that I really want to talk about is a Filipino wedding. Do you know how fun Filipino weddings are? Like, anything Filipino, it's just, they're always the best clients. They support the absolute fuck out of you. They are so sweet, and they are just alive for the party. If I'm bored and I want to do something, I'd call up Josephine. Josephine, my girl, if you're listening. She was the girl that recommended me to this bride that had her wedding. The bride and the groom were both Filipino, so, it was a wedding I was able to take. I would love to take it. They were super sweet. Josephine was a client of mine prior, in the past. So I went there. I always go there kind of expecting nothing, and I always have a positive attitude. And I get there, and it's a, hotel room filled with girls, and they're just singing Beyonce, singing Rihanna. She ain't no diva. Na diva is a female version of a hustler. Maybe I should have my own like karaoke podcast. Oh my god, do they sing good too? Jesus Christ, they're so good singers. And last but not least, this is where I'm going with the entire Filipino thing. They're cooking. If you haven't had Filipino cooking or Islander Samoan food, I want want to bark. I want to be on all fours and do rah, rah, rah. That shit is so good. It's so good food. It's so good food. And my fat ass, of course, said, food. You guys have to feed me per my contract. And I worked, and I was fed. I was fed. In general, not to be generalizing, but all Asian cultures, they just feed you so well. And Mexican weddings, too. Oh my god, in January, too, I had a Mexican and Filipino wedding. Best of both worlds. I've been singing a lot this episode. Excuse me. I'm just in a really good mood, and I'm super happy how the episode yesterday went. I feel like I could have re-recorded that a little bit better, but I don't want to re-record anything. I think if I have something to say, it's just going to be how it is, and I'm going to post it raw, how it turns out, that's how you're going to see it. Because I'm kind of unfiltered. I sound like ChatGPT. You are raw and unfiltered and wild. We are supporting this chaos. ChatGPT, every time I ask them for some, I don't know, caption for my Instagram, they're like, raw and passionate, just like you, April, the sunshine of the world. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. Just wrap it up. But the Filipinos, they for sure know how to make food. And every time I've had a client now that has been Filipino, they're like, do you want to make me, I can make lumpia for you. Huh? You can make lumpia for me? If you don't know what lumpia is, it's almost like an egg roll. It just tastes so much better. So for people to cook for me, that I think might be the biggest compliment to me ever. And I had another client as well today. She sent me a couple $100 gift card for a running store that we both just connected over running, because I'm trying to run a marathon. Do you think I'm working out? I'm trying to work out, but I haven't been running in a while. But we connected over this running stuff. And she sent me a gift card for a couple $100. I was like, that is, even if you don't do that, even if you just like leave a good review, anything, I love you guys so much. I had one of my clients too yesterday just message me, oh, I added your podcast, I'm gonna listen to it later. Oh my god, I don't want to charge any of you anything. I don't want to send any invoices. I don't want to have you guys on the big slumber party. Like, that and people cooking to me, that is just the biggest acts of love ever. You are the sweetest people on earth. And I'm not saying in order for you to be my client, you don't have to, like, do anything crazy. But my point is, I really appreciate when people do these quote-unquote crazy stuff for me, and I try to go above and beyond and like bend over backwards to get whatever you need for your wedding day or your photo shoot or whatever it may be. So I'm really happy and I'm really proud that my business is solely filled with amazing people, and I have never had a negative encounter with anyone. So I also want to say thank you so much for inviting me to so special weddings and so amazing days that you guys have. And you have amazing families as well. So that too is like, in such a negative world, that means the entire world to me. And one of the girls she was a bridesmaid. She was on the Filipino wedding, my prior client, Josephine. Say her name loud and proud. Josephine! She made the entire dessert table. And that's where my advice comes in. If you are planning a wedding and you're thinking a big cake, don't. Because I didn't eat my cake at all at the wedding. I didn't care to cut it up. It's good for photos and stuff, but a dessert table, something you can just kind of grab and go. I'm gonna orgasm. It's so good. And Josephine, shout out to my girl. She made cookies. Every freaking cookie under the sun. Do you know how good those cookies are? She made cinnamon sugar focaccia. Wizard? Are you a wizard, bitch? Where is this coming from? Where in your DNA, in your brain, have you thought of to make something so delicious? And fruit. Honestly, I really enjoy fruit on weddings because it's so refreshing. Look at me being so skinny. Bella Hadid, the health guru, is here. And on the wedding too, they also had pancit and lumpia and all Filipino food, and it was so sweet just being in line to grab food, and you have all these aunties and uncles, and they're like, "I made lumpia po," and I was like, "Yay! I love you. I want to marry you." Maybe the ceremony is for us, my Filipino mommy. So I'm talking a lot about food. You can clearly tell that food motivates me. But my point, I guess, here is just like in this evil world, so good weddings makes me so happy. Seeing people being so talented and helping their friends with cooking and baking, it's such a big act of love. And that is something as well. Since my mom is from Bulgaria, we grew up Slavic, Balkan. So that is my mom's love language as well, as she loves cooking for me. I miss my mom's cooking so much. And I know my sister loves cooking. I love two of my brothers loves cooking. It sounds like I have a never-ending list of siblings. I have 4 siblings: my big brother, my little sister, and my little brother. Shout out to all of them and my mom. And yeah, shout out to all my siblings. We're gonna go over to top 5. Today's top 5 is worst things that photographers do, and this is gonna be a little bit juicy. Number 5, or top 5, is a segment every week. There, I'm gonna rate things, and it might be different things. It might be business related. It might be something personal. For example, top 5 things Luna has done this week. Luna being my dog. So it can be anything and anything. Today's top 5, as I said, was worst things that photographers do. And this is just observation that I have done based on what kind of mistakes I've done, people I've seen in the industry, what they have done in their past, and so on. So we're going to start with number 5, and that is gatekeeping. You honestly cannot be a good photographer if you're gatekeeping. I don't know. I said it. If you're a person, I understand small rural cities and you spend hours scouting locations, or Hawaii, you go and you kind of try to have a few beaches for yourself. I understand curated areas. But if you're here, or like Texas, you do not need to gatekeep anything that you can Google yourself to. If you go on ChatGPT and ask top 5 most aesthetic places, and that place is one of the list, you have no right to be like, no, I don't share my locations. I'm sorry, huh? This is public area. You're no one to gatekeep anything. Oh my God, let new photographers have a chance. Why are you so threatened by it? And it's not going to get overcrowded just because you share it with one. I understand sharing it with one, they share with 5, and those 5 share with 5, but it's public. It's public. There's going to be people existing in public at all times, always. So you have to deal with that, and you have to get good with Photoshop and just Photoshop those people out in the background. Always. If you're at a very popular location at sunset, be courteous. Don't go in the background of the photos or be loud and obnoxious. Have etiquette. But people are gonna always exist and be there. So I just think people that gatekeep are very lame. I said it. Yeah, I said it. There you go. I think they're very lame. I think it's very unnecessary. I remember I had one apprentice. She was like, "Oh, where is this location?" Immediately told her, asked another photographer, "Where's this location?" And she was like, "You have to buy my location guide for $4.99." Baby girl, I'm not buying anything for $4.99. Nothing. $0 am I investing into you. How dare you send me $4.99 location guide? Wrap it up. Oh my God. Retire yesterday, please and thank you. Number 4 on the list of top 5 things worst things that photographers do, and that is gossip. Gossip about you. I hate people that their entire life is just gossiping. Just gossiping. If you heard that, that was my camera. I'm sorry about that. Gossiping in general. I absolutely cannot stand that, and I don't understand why people gossip that much about each other. The truth is what works for you might not work for someone else, and that is okay. That doesn't mean that you should walk around and bad mouth each other, because you were also one time new in the industry, right? Imagine if someone looked at you as a threat and, bad mouthed you. It never feels good. And with the business, you do a lot of stuff that are quote unquote cringe, but at the end of the day too, like, it's only cringe if it has to start there in order to work. So again, I'm so sorry that my camera have some problems. I haven't figured out exactly just yet how to film and have to have a groove. So at least you got majority of the episode on YouTube. Number 3 on top 5 things, worst things that photographers do. I keep butchering that. Number 3 on top 5 worst things that photographers do. There you go. Is never supporting. I don't like that. That doesn't mean you have to braid each other's hair or be best friends. You don't have to, like, eat ass for every single photographer there is, or every single, person in the industry, but you have to support each other. Because if you're stingy with your likes, it's not gonna work. It's not ever gonna go around. And if you stop looking at other people as competition and start putting them more as, these are my colleagues and I work alongside them, and what works for them will never work for me. My clients will never be theirs, and their clients will never be mine. Because I work differently, they work differently, she's a different person, I'm a different person, I offer different things. I am going to support her. And I remember I used to have photographer friends, or I used to like buy her packages. I used to like her things. I used to recommend her. And if you're not doing that back, it hurts a lot. I remember I would like continuously buy things from my business friend, and she never once put a penny into my business, which is, I understand. Finances sometimes have a limit, but she never liked, I don't even think she followed my Facebook. She never did anything. And it's so lame of you as a person in the business industry to not do that. When I do, it's not that I do it because then you owe me, but we have to support each other. Number 3 on top 5 worst things photographers do is sabotaging. Sabotaging is very, very lame. It sounds much more serious than what it is, but I had one photographer that was just, dare I say, envious or jealous. They're very big words that I kind of don't like using that much because they're mean, and I feel like I'm gossiping, but it's not gossip if it's truth. This person, we had completely different styles. I was doing wedding and she was doing, other things. And it was just so weird. Their clients had to come to me because she wasn't available. There was some stuff there. And her husband jumped my car because my car stopped working. So as a thank you, I gave them a free session. So it wasn't anything more than that. And she was like, no, this is my dress. You're not allowed to post these photos. And it's just like, it's giving sabotage. I don't like that at all. It's very, very strange behavior. The envy, the gossiping, you're sabotaging for me. And it's not me trying to be like a conspiracy theorist, but it's giving jealous. And I hate that. I hate that for you. And I hope you break free from the shackles of jealousy once in your lifetime. I hope you heal from everything that you have to heal from. And the last, number 1 thing. Top 5 worst things photographers do is use you. Now, I'm not talking about being an educator. Because you, as, let's say, I consider myself a senior photographer. Because I've taken photos for many, many years. I know how to work my way around a camera. I know my way to work around a film camera. I know how to take a video. I know how to edit. I know a lot of things. And I'm willing to teach anyone anything. You just have to ask. But if you ask me 50 times per day, I'm gonna go nuts. I am gonna go nuts. And if you don't say please or thank you, I'm gonna go nutser. I'm gonna go crazy. Because what are you doing? I'm sorry. Why don't you pick up YouTube? And I absolutely cannot stand people that will ask me, oh, I really want to do this. Okay, here's a YouTube video that is 30 minutes, but it explains it very well. Because if I tell you in a text, you're not gonna get it. If you watch and dedicate 30 minutes of your life for this, you're gonna get it. And their response is, no, it's way too long of a YouTube video. Okay, suck then. Suck at what you do then. Enjoy. I don't know what else to tell you. Then enjoy being crappy. Because how on earth are you ever going to learn anything without dedicating time at it? You're not bad at it, but you're just new. And that means you have to dedicate time for it. I didn't get born yesterday with a camera in the hand and I was just like, okay, now I'm an amazing photographer. I had so many trials and errors, and I'm not the guru of photography. Like, there's so many people much better than me. But I know confidently very much what I'm doing. And I get clients and I'm fully booked for 2 years because I know what I'm doing. Marketing-wise, business-wise, tax-wise, and photography-wise. And I earn money because I work hard. And you know, last year was my first year in the industry, and I'm going to be completely transparent and say that I made 6 figures. And I'm very proud of that. But that doesn't come from me working 3 hours a week, only doing stuff here and there, and doing the bare minimum and thinking that my TikToks are going to blow up. No. I looked into analytics. I asked ChatGPT. I went into Reddit threads and looked at when is the best time to post a TikTok video during the day to get the most engagement, how to rage bait people, to write more comments, to get more engaged. Like, I did the work. I paid for classes. I paid for things to understand lighting and backlight and what is the best time of the ceremony to do this and how to move around in a church when you're taking wedding photos. Like, there's so many components to it, and I'm offended when you ask me to get you good. Like, to teach you in one Facebook message. That's not gonna happen. And I hate people that look at me and see what I have and they think they can have it tomorrow. Like, let's take an example. I see a person at the gym. She is stunning. She works out every single day and she does really hard reps and she really puts in the work. And I know for sure that she doesn't go home and eat donuts. She goes home and eats nutritional, good, protein-rich, fiber-rich, good food, to the point that that reflects on her body. Her being successful and consistent is successful. So if I understand and I put in the hard work and I'm sweating and I'm really doing it, I will also get consistent and successful. So why doesn't that apply to businesses as well? I'm not going to wake up tomorrow with my dream physique just because I had a workout yesterday. You know, and I don't understand why people don't get that about business as well. And I have so many people in my life, again, as I said, seeing what I have, they want it, but they don't want to put in the work. And I'm not saying that I'm, the best photographer in the world, but I've worked hard. I know what works. And I've bought a car, which is a direct result of my hard work. So if you want to come to me and say, I want to earn money from photography, already there you've lost because you have the wrong mindset about it. You should not come to me with that mindset. You should come to the mindset with, I love photography. I love capturing people's days. I want to make this my full-time job, and eventually in the future I will earn money from it. But there's going to be many hours of working, many evenings dedicated to work that I'm not going to be able to spend with my husband, many thousands of dollars that are going to go straight back into your business, straight back into your savings. Because you cannot make $1,000 in a weekend and think, okay, that's straight in the pocket. No, 25% goes to tax, 10% goes to sales tax, 5% goes to investment, the other 5% goes to your 401k because you want to save for your future. And then you would like preferably put 20% into your savings. And then from $1,000, you're sitting with $200. And that you need to buy new SD cards and a new lens. You know, that's how it's going to be at the very start. And if you're not okay with that, I'm not interested in teaching you. And I'm not interested in teaching at all. Because people think there is an easy way out of things always. And that really annoys me and hurts me because it's just... I'm not saying you need to do 5 years of intensive research, but at least put in the work. Like, you cannot become a nurse if you're not okay with being tired at the end of the day. You're going to be tired with standing on the feet all day, you know? So with that was an incredibly long top 5. This was a little bit of a longer episode. Again, I'm so sorry for having some technical issues with the camera, but you have this whole episode on Spotify. By audio, I am posting every single Friday. And please make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram. My handles there are SHIVRSHOTS Photography. If you want to follow my personal Instagram, it's April Was My Idea. I have been so happy to sit and chat with you here today. My name is April Shivers, also known as SHIVRSHOTS Photography. I have been your host today, and this is Great Podcast. See you next Friday.